This looks really cool. I like that they gave him the lion alt mode, so there might be some hope for this movie, that they're trying to make it a little interesting.
I don't know what it is about this. I mean, it definitely looks Cybertronian, but I just don't like the way it looks. I have these in masterpiece size, so I'm not gonna get them. Had I not had these figures in masterpiece size, I would probably buy all 3 sets of these.
Really?
I'm just happy that we're almost finished with the set.
I knew you were going to say that.
The head looks amazing.
And
this is terrible. This is terrible. The only reason I want it is because I don't have this figure in my collection.
I'm mad because they're lying to the community that I love. That's what makes me mad.
Hey, welcome back, BVC fans. As always, I'm Bobby the Bot.
And I'm James the Con.
And we're going to try to speed this up because the Con is definitely under the weather. So with that, want to give a shout out to our official sponsor, The Chosen Prime. Again, you can find any of the figures you're looking at there. Also want to give a shout out to our members and to our subscribers. If you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and click that notification bell and join so you can take this trip with us on this journey that has been fun for Transformers. So with that, a very short intro, let's jump into the news.
And it is late and I am sick, so I'm going to apologize beforehand if I'm very cynical in this episode. But, you know, I think that could be fun to watch for all you guys. So let's get into it. The first thing is at TFCon Toronto, Simon Furman will be a guest. That's cool.
I have no idea who he is. So
he's done a lot of comics. He's written a lot of comics. He's very infamous or famous. He's not infamous. He's just famous in the comic realm. So that's really cool. Not for me, but it's cool.
Yeah, not for me either. So for all those who are going to be in Toronto, get the signature.
Yep. And let us know if you do. Then now let's move on to just announced, and let's stick with that comic book theme. We've got the July 2024 Skybound comic solicitation. So we've got Transformers number 10 and Void Rivals number 11. And I really like that Transformers cover with RC, even though she looks a little too big. If that's a van and she turns into a car, I feel like she should be smaller. But any which way, I think that's a really cool cover.
I think it is, especially since, well, I don't know if you're caught up yet, but those two were having a conversation in the last episode. So really cool. What really has me going is the Void Rivals cover with Springer in there. I'm very interested in reading that. There should be a lot going on because where it left off was very interesting.
I have not read Void Rivals yet, so let me know in the comments below if I should start up on that.
You should.
So we already talked about Transformers 1, so we're not going to get too deep into what we thought about it. You could go watch that up there. I'll post a link to it. But let's do a quick synopsis. What did you think about it, Bobby?
Well, after we recorded our initial thoughts, I took it back and I realized that I think what they're doing, we complained about this movie not being for us. Makes perfect sense. It's definitely geared towards a younger generation. And I realized that what they've done is for us, for the older generation, is they've re-released some of the stuff that we liked or grew up on into movies, so we can shut up, in essence. So again, in May, they are releasing the first 4 episodes in movies that, you know, from the G1 cartoon. A couple of years ago, they released the 86 movie again. So I think that's their way of saying, shut up, here you go. This is something you wanted to see. This is something you love. We're not making anything else for you guys. So take this, and what we're putting out here is for the younger generation. We're trying to gather some new fans so they can grow old and have another 40 years of Transformers. that's how I kind of took it after thinking about it.
Okay, that's good. For me, I thought about it a little bit, and I realized there was going to be no Transformers property that's going to make me happy. No movie, no cartoon, because it's not what's in my head, and it's not going to be good enough for me. So, it is what it is. I hate that Bumblebee still. I hate that Optimus and Megatron are friends, or whatever, frenemies, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I will go. I'm gonna go see it, and I'm gonna take my daughter to go see it. And again, I'll just start another generation of Transformer.
Isn't it PG-13 though?
Was that?
Isn't it PG-13?
So?
Okay, I'm just saying she's 4. I didn't know if you did that.
Yeah, I mean she's heard me and her mama say things that probably aren't in the movie. So.
Okay, well, with that being said, let's move on to some of the merch that came out with this. We don't really have to talk about these. I think this is from the last movie. I don't even think this is the right Bumblebee, but they're marketing it as Transformers 1 Bumblebee mask.
Yeah, I think you would look good in that, James. I think you should do it.
Okay, I'll get this one if you get this one. I don't know what's going on with this Optimus, but this looks all wrong in bot mode. And they're just and that's the Rise of the Beasts Optimus. So they're $34.99.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what? I'm not gonna say that. As a kid, I would have loved this. So it's perfect. I would have loved a mask that turned into a transformer. I mean, I didn't have a mask, and I was running around the playground acting like I was a transformer. So give me a mask. Oh yeah, I'm even more involved in it. So this is cool. I'm gonna take my adult 40-plus-year-old self and put it into 8-year-old Bobby, or whatever. This is cool. I like it.
We were definitely different kids, because I would have hated it because the mask didn't do anything in mask mode. There's no reason for it to be a mask. It's not flying around or whatever. That would have made me mad, and I'd rather just have Optimus that turns into a truck, because that is useful. I didn't need masks to play, and this would have annoyed me. Or I wouldn't have bought it, especially for $34.99. The ones we're going to look at are better than this and are a lot cheaper. So the first things are the Mega Changers for $14.99. I would have liked this as a kid a lot more, even though they're more rudimentary. And you also see Megatron's alt mode is just a tank.
Yeah. If this was my first introduction to Transformers and I didn't know anything else, I probably would have been all on board for this as well.
Yeah. I think these look fine. So,
I don't like the legs on Bumblebee.
I don't like alt mode on Bumblebee.
I don't like alt mode either. But yeah, I don't like his alt mode or his. I think out of all of them, Megatron looks the best.
I agree. He looks the most proportionate. That's probably not a word, but yeah. So now let's move into the Prime Changer. So the first one is Alpha Trion. This looks really cool. I like that they gave him the Lion alt mode, so there might be some hope for this movie, that they're trying to make it a little interesting. I like the colors. Don't like the price, though. It's $19.99, and he's only 5 inches tall. So I'll probably skip this unless I see it on sale.
I don't like his bot head. That looks weird.
Yeah.
I don't. I'll be skipping out on this.
Yeah, so it's not bad. And then we got the Kitty Prime at $19.99 still, and this doesn't look horrible. Honestly, it looks like the cartoon. I guess it's a cartoon technically. I don't think this is horrible.
So is he like holding his mace like this? I'm seeing like fingers on the outside. Is he like gripping it?
No, I think that's just detail, like tech detail. His hand probably transforms, and then the axe comes out of it.
Oh, I said mace. I meant to say axe. Yeah, it looks like he's just gripping the ball of it or something. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this. I mean, it definitely looks Cybertronian, but I just don't like the way it looks, and I don't know why.
I've got to say, this looks good, in my opinion. This looks horrendous. This is the Studio Series deluxe Optimus Prime from Transformers 1. Why is it already yellowed? Why is it already yellowed?
It's a grayish yellow. It's a new color. It's called Transformer.
This is what it looks like when the gray yellows. All of it. It looks horrid. I hate the proportions in bot mode. The alt mode looks fine. It looks like it did in the cartoon or movie or whatever you want to call it. I can't complain there. But that bot mode, the proportions look all wrong. Maybe he looks like that in the cartoon, but that doesn't mean I gotta like it. He looks like a way too chunky. He doesn't like. I don't know. This is what I think Ironhide, the proportions of Ironhide should be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because I don't picture Orion Pax being. Well, this is Optimus.
Oh, this is Optimus Prime, not Orion Pax.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't like it, and I can't talk about why or I'm all down for a Cybertronian mode, but I don't like this Cybertronian mode.
I do kind of like how the smokestacks turn into like guns. I think that's kind of unique, but it's not my favorite Cybertronian mode.
Yeah, it's not my. Yeah, it's.
Yeah. $24.99 up for pre-order now. You know, Bobby's got like 3 in his cart already on Amazon.
Yeah, I have not ordered any of these.
Okay, let's keep it going. And I know you want this one because you like the special effects. We've got MPM 15 movie masterpiece Decepticon Brawl. You love those effects, and you actually like this tank mode, I believe, as well. So when can we expect to see a review on this?
When you buy it for me.
This looks amazing for what it is. It looks like it's supposed to. Is it my aesthetic? No, but it looks amazing. I mean, it looks like the movie. It's just like the Bone Crusher. It works for what it is.
This is so forgettable that I don't even remember seeing him in the movie or anything associated with it. So for me, this is a very, very easy pass. I think, again, maybe if they gave it a different name, I would feel a little different about it. But this is, let me say this, this is probably one of the better studio series.
This isn't studio series. This is Masterpiece.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is, so I'm not going to say this is one of the better Masterpiece. Yeah, I'm out on this. It's just not the look of Brawl that I'm used to.
I mean, I'm out as well. I think that was known. They did show this picture though, and the tank is good, but it doesn't look Masterpiece. The plastic and how it shines, or I don't know, it looks cheap. And maybe it's this picture, but it doesn't look like a Masterpiece figure here.
I don't see that. I think it actually. I think this looks good. There's definitely, some gaps, around the turret and everything. But, whatever. But I think it looks good. I wonder if those treads move, or if there's just wheels underneath. That part might be, it seems like there's always a hard time giving treads actual rolling abilities. It seems like they always just opt for wheels underneath, but I don't think it looks bad.
I don't think the tank looks bad. I think the quality looks bad, and I know that's hard to say by looking at the picture, but I don't know, something about it looks cheap. It looks like a studio series figure, not a Masterpiece figure.
Maybe that's why
that type of thing.
Maybe that's why I called it a studio series and not a Masterpiece.
But the effects are really cool to come with it. I have to say those are really cool. Always like that. And something I always liked about this design were the treads next to his head. I thought that would translate really good into a more G1-ish figure. Always thought that was cool. Even though he has like a crab head. So,
I was just the head does it. I do not like the head at all.
So.
At all.
Well, let's keep it moving. Collector's Craft showed off the Teletran 1 with the Fire tablet built in. So if you only want the Teletran 1 with the screen, it's $350. If you want it with all the side add-ons, it's $500. So the main terminal is about 13 by 7 by 11, and the side terminal is about 8.5 by 5 by 4. So this is really cool, but I don't understand why you need a whole tablet in there.
Well, you can play the Transformers the movie,
Yeah, but why would you want it to be displayed like that?
I don't know, but I kind of want it. And
I knew you were going.
Do you have a picture of the side?
No, I only have this picture.
Okay. The side piece was actually really cool as well. It had like some claw things that kind of came out of it. I'm debating about picking this up. I
don't get it. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Having it with scenes that you could swap out, I get that. But having a whole fire tablet in there,
it's a
little overkill.
It is very much overkill. I completely agree with you. And honestly, I'm probably unless it was going to be on my desk or something like that, or
that would be a different story. I'm thinking of it behind figures. But if you did want to get this and put it on your desk to watch whatever on it while you're working, then that makes sense. I didn't think of it that way.
That's because initially when I saw it, I was this would look really good on my shelf. But if I'm paying this kind of money and I have that type of technology, one, I can't run I guess I could probably run a cord through my shelf or whatever, but I'm not going to plug it in on my shelf. So this would be something that would be where I would set up my desk bots or something like that, and then I could watch ESPN or watch whatever else, or watch Transformers the movie or cartoon or whatever, and it'd be like watching it on Teletran 1. So that would be kind of cool to do.
That's kind of cool for the novelty. I didn't even think of it that way, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, but I was looking at this and I was like, ooh, I'm thinking about it.
I'm just saying that you $350 could go a lot further. So
you can go for some medicine for the con.
Oh, trust me, I've had enough of that. Next, we've got Dr. Wu's Extreme Warfare, Iron Jack, and Firefighters. I call out Hasbro for being skeezy. I'm going to call out Dr. Wu for being skeezy because they know nobody wants that SG Inferno, and they package it with the Wheeljack that everybody's going to want. And that is very, very cheap.
I like the Wheeljack. I actually like, because it looks like the Shattered Glass Inferno.
Yeah, they both look good, but they know people are going to want this Wheeljack way more than they want this Inferno. And people are going to have to buy this 2-pack. They're doing like Hasbro stuff.
I'm not getting it, but I do kind of like it.
I don't like the big things on his legs.
On Wheeljack?
Yeah. I get it. It's super tiny, but that doesn't mean I have to like it.
Right.
And the Inferno looks really good. I actually like this color scheme better than X-Transbot's. More muted is actually really cool. I just find it really frustrating if you wanted only the G1 cast. Now you're going to have a random Shattered Glass guy.
That's what throws me off.
Yeah.
That's exactly what throws me off. Because I'm like, where did this Shattered Glass come from? Because, honestly, it's no surprise I didn't read comics. I didn't, whatever. So I don't know all these Shattered Glass figures or colors.
He was in the background of one comic. He wasn't even like a main character.
Yeah. So seeing this, I'm like, that's pretty random. But I think, and I've seen this before where companies have, like the bulkhead that X-Transbot did. Then they started, other companies started making it a bulkhead that kind of looked like that.
Yeah.
So I like bot mode.
I'm just saying I would hate it if I was a G1 guy and I had to get a Shattered Glass thing.
Yeah.
But let's keep it going. It's funny you brought up that bulkhead because they did bulkhead as well, but he has like a secondary head for a more G1 look.
I like that.
I think that's kind of cool. Slicer looks great as well. Or SG set a Wheeljack, whatever you want to call him as.
I would get this set.
So you're getting it?
No, I would get this set.
Only like $40.
I mean, well, I bought the New Age slicer, so I don't need that.
Oh, that's right, you did.
And I have the XTB bulkhead, so I don't need that. But if I did not have those, or if they weren't available, I would probably buy this set.
Yeah, I think this looks great as well. The Wheeljack mold has the same flaws with that, the whole side of the car being on the whole leg. I don't know what they could have done about that at this scale, but you know, it still looks good. I like the yellow on bulkhead, how that breaks it up.
Yeah, this and again, it could be because of the way it's posed, or I should say, it is because of the way it's posed. The slicer looks better than the Wheeljack did. Same mold, but I guess the way it's positioned, or it looks better. Like the other picture looked really, it looked like there was a lot going on, where this one looks cleaner. Even though it's the whole side of the car, I can see the details in this version, or this stance, more than I could see in the other one.
Well, that's because this is a superior color scheme.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that.
I do like also that it's like a battle in a box set. You get one Autobot, one Decepticon, and they can fight it out. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they kind of brought that over to this one, which is my favorite version of the set. We've got Artfire and Exhaust. Artfire is my favorite version of all of the, what did you call them? Utility
vehicles?
Yeah, utility vehicles, whatever. He's always been my favorite. I don't know why. I just love the color scheme. And Exhaust is one of my favorite versions of Wheeljack. I love the eyes, and I like his whole story. With being a Marlboro car and being like banned and stuff. I think that's funny. So this is a really good set as well. But this makes sense. Not like the Wheeljack and SG one. These are both G1 characters. Exhaust is a little iffy, but let's just say he's G1. And you could put them on the same shelf. They're both weird repaints, so it works.
I have these in masterpiece size, so I'm not gonna get them. Had I not had these figures in masterpiece size, I would probably buy all three sets of these.
Really?
I like them. They're different. They're definitely the second set. I would definitely buy the second set. The slicer and the bulkhead. Even though I'm not a bulkhead fan or anything like that, it's different enough that I definitely probably would have been in on that set. This one, I just like I like the colors, and I like the way they vibe off of each other. They go together, it seems like. And then the first set would probably have been my last choice, even though I really like that Shattered Glass Inferno. But I think these are really good, and kudos to Dr. Wu for these.
Yeah, I have to agree. I just wish they did. I don't know what the cost would be, but I wish they did the Wheeljack separately, or with Artfire or something. You know, just for the people that don't want a random SG character.
Yeah.
So let's keep it moving, and we've got ToyEasy's Type 071 landing ship dock. I'm not even going to try to say the Chinese word, but this boat looks good.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, I'm assuming I have this pre-ordered, which is bad.
I would assume so too.
Yeah, I think this boat actually looks the worst out of all of them. It looks really boring. I mean,
well, it looks like a different type of boat. It's not like an aircraft carrier. It looks more. It's not in color, so I don't know, but it looks more like
I think
it's attack boat.
Yeah, I think it's a battleship, maybe.
Yeah, than an aircraft carrier, but it still looks cool. And I don't know. It didn't say if any of these things are extras or you have to order from a separate store or what.
Yeah, I do know with the last one I got, the aircraft carrier, I did get the deluxe set that came with all the extras and stuff. And I know on the initial one that you and I got, we missed out on the deluxe set. We didn't know there was a deluxe set at the time. And so I was a little bit upset about that. So I do want to see if all this stuff comes with it, or if this is a deluxe set, which would suck. But I haven't. I think this is another arm.
You are correct.
Yeah. Um, it's also weird because none of them really had swords. So
yeah, and he has like scimitars, or however you say that, not just swords. That's really cool, honestly.
yeah. So the last one, the aircraft carrier was a little bit of a challenge. So I think the first one that they released was very challenging, whatever. And they got better as they started coming out with more of their ships and things. And then the aircraft carrier came out, and there was a lot going on with that, which kind of set it back a little bit. This one, hopefully, it's not as bad or whatever. And I'm just happy that we're almost finished with the set.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
It looks good. The first one put too much of a bad taste in my mouth to be spending $1,000 on this thing. So take or give some. I don't know exactly the amounts. But X-Transbots is doing a reissue of their Klaatu, the G1 metallic version.
This is the best Cosmos MP size on the market. It's a cool figure. I have this one and the blue one. I can't remember what they call the blue one, but this was one of my early third-party figures as well, and I think this is the best Cosmos that can get out there.
It looks good. I don't like Cosmos like that to get a figure of them, but I think it looks fine. Is this the one with the cow that he could like suck up the cow?
No, it's not a cow. It's like it's from the episode where there was like some seeds that turned into like these.
I swear one of the third-party figures had a cow.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Well, maybe I'm having a fever dream, because that would be really cool.
Yeah, this one comes with a spray bottle. And now the one thing that did suck with this is how it's positioned on the stand there. So it's supposed to like kind of beam up this plant thing, this metallic plant thing that was growing like crazy, but it never fit correctly on the stand. And that was always a little problem, but maybe they corrected it, maybe they didn't. But other than that, this was a great figure.
Yep. Well, let us know in the comments if you're going to be picking it up. So we got a KO New Age Grimlock by Ji Le Huang. So this is 58 won, or roughly $8.
Oh wow.
Yeah, who knows if if some of the Chinese sites sell it, if they will jack it up. But that's a great price, and it looks fine too. So wow. I think it looks better than the Magic Square one.
It kind of falls in the same with me. The legs, it's like really smooth on the inside of the legs there. That's like, kind of very interesting, because I think on the New Age there was
some detail work or something, right?
So there was actually like things fold up in there, and they came out with these covers that kind of covered the that inner workings.
Right. They did the same thing with the sludge and all that.
Yeah. Right. So for this, it looks like there's like nothing there. So I wonder how that works.
Yeah, I don't know.
The front, the dinosaur legs, the front legs, that looks accurate, but that's interesting there. But for $8, I'd buy this.
Yeah, I knew you would. Doesn't look bad. But let's move on to something a little interesting. So Fans Hobby posted this, saying first in new category, and then hashtag third-party vehicles. I didn't even know what the hell I was looking at. I thought it was like a magnifying glass. But then Bobby showed off that somebody posted the vehicle, and it's a G.I. Joe vehicle, the Skyhawk.
This brought so much to my mind because the message said like something like from another category.
First page in a new category. Stay tuned.
Right. So that made me think, Fans Hobby, it doesn't necessarily say Transformers, even though we think about it as Transformers. Could they be making another category of G.I. Joe? Are they expanding into G.I. Joe? Or are they going to be doing the crossover vehicles for Transformers and G.I. Joe? I'm hoping it's the crossover for Transformers and G.I. Joe.
I would hope so too. But I want them to release the damn figures they've already shown first.
Well, yeah. Fans Hobby's getting like Fans Toys, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. I'm not terribly excited. I looked at pictures of the Skyhawk. It wasn't very cool, in my opinion. So
it just makes me wonder then, like anything, the movie's going to get made, which we confirmed a week ago. Is the Skyhawk going to be in the movie? Are they like, are these companies already in with the movie studios to know what's going to be in there and they're making vehicles for it? Or again, is it going to be something that they're starting a G.I. Joe line? The other thing is, why this vehicle? Because this is definitely not what I think about when I think about G.I. Joe.
I had to reverse image search it because I didn't know what it was. I'm not even lying because I'm not well versed in G.I. Joe vehicles. Mm-hmm. I know the Hiss tank, and that's about it.
Right.
So I had to reverse image search, and I looked up. It's kind of funny. G.I. Joe vehicles with skis. Couldn't find it. So I'm like, okay, reverse image search time. It doesn't really do anything for me. Even if it does transform, it'd have to have a really cool bot mode because it doesn't really do anything. It has a big cockpit, which makes sense for the G.I. Joe gimmick to put your figures in, but not for me.
Yeah, I would have expected a the Cobra Raven, which was one of their jets, or
that would have been cool. Well, they already did that. That was Overlord.
Or yeah, exactly. But Fans Hobby didn't do it. Oh yes, they did.
That's right. It was another company that did it. You're right. That I don't think ever came out.
Yeah, and then you have, you can count if you want to count Overlord, or whatever. But or if they did the G.I. Joe, was it an Airstrike or something like that? Their jet. Or if they would have done like a Trouble Bubble, which I
was just about to say, you just want the Trouble Bubbles.
I love the Trouble Bubble. I want one for myself. But or something a little bit more memorable. But this one didn't stand out to me as a vehicle. Hell, they could do Soundwave with the red cha-cha heels. And the
you better have a dress on this time though.
I can't. But yeah, so. Anyway, let us know if you're interested in this or looking at picking this up. Very interesting from Fans Hobby.
Yeah. I can't wait to see more. I wonder if we'll see more at Toronto. Well, I did see this on the Chosen Prime as well, and of course I was just like, could our friend be doing something? Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see. In the meantime, let's talk about this. This is King Toys Land Bowl. It looks amazing like the rest of them. I don't really have much to say.
The head looks amazing.
In this color scheme, yeah. I remember not liking it in the other one because the inside of the mouth was orange. Like they should have painted it black or something. But with it being all silver, it looks great.
Oh man, yeah, this looks amazing. I really like this one.
I do too. And the bull mode looks great as well.
It does.
It looks really good. The color separation is really nice, and I love that he has a septum piercing I don't know if they call that with a bull, but that's what I'm going to call it.
The what?
The septum piercing.
Oh, well, they've always had that.
I know. I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm just saying I like it.
Well, and then, again, our friend Get Right Robot redid this as horrible, and so looking at this, because I wanted that, this kind of is closer to that, but this looks great. I'm in love with this one right here.
Yeah, me too. I think it looks great. So let us know if you're getting the set below. Let's get into some updates. We got some cool stuff, some interesting stuff, but let's start it off with Legacy Squeeze Play. With some behind the scenes from Mark Clonis. I read his little blurb. He didn't really talk about anything special. The bot mode looks fine.
It does.
But if this was a standalone, I would cancel my pre-order because this looks horrible. And not in the cool, get right robot horrible way. In the actual horrible way.
The bot mode looks good. And I will openly admit it. This is terrible. This is terrible. The only reason I want it is because I don't have this figure in my collection anywhere. I don't have the original or anything.
Yeah, come on, Fans Hobby. Stop making G.I. Joes and finish the Junior Headmasters.
Yeah.
Because I would buy this from Fans Hobby in a second. But it is what it is. It's part of a 4-pack that I'm going to be getting. Because this guy actually looks pretty cool. And this is from Mark Clonis as well. If you take off the fact that it's Cliff Jumper, because I know you don't like that, and just see it as a red Autobot, I think this looks really cool.
You're talking about me in personally?
Yes. Take off your glasses and see it as just a red Autobot. I think it looks really good.
Honestly, again, it's not my Cliff Jumper, but I did always like, when they did it at Chase, I liked that mold on him. So it was just the head was too big. So I actually like it that it's in this representation. So I'm happy to mess with this mold.
Me too. And this car mode is really cool. I really like it. And there he is with a few Tarns. Because I guess they like army build in the TV show in Cyberverse. I don't know. But that Tarn, I think, is the worst one of the whole set.
It's between that and the
Squeeze Play.
No, well, for me, it'll be the Tarantulas because I actually want Squeeze Play. But yeah, he is terrible as well. But yeah.
No, Tarantulas at least is a good figure.
That's true. Yeah. Again, I think the Squeeze Play is literally just to fill a void, but it is terrible.
Exactly. So
it is terrible.
So we'll see. I'm gonna totally repaint this guy. Well, Tarn, not Cliff Jumper.
Oh, I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Next, we've got Cyber Era's CEO5 Blue Warrior. So it's a KO of that Drift from Metagate. Metagate?
Yes.
Metagate? Right? Yeah. So it's a thing. I have nothing to say about it.
How much is this?
I don't think the price came out yet.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But I know on certain sites the repaints are going for $50. So can't really be selling all that well.
I hate that helicopter mode.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It is so bad. I do love that blue Bugatti though.
There you go. Go ahead and pick it up.
Yeah.
You have all 4 of them. Let's keep going. We got Rising Force Toys Magma. And this is via Weibo user. It looks like he's getting ready to come out, but there was no date on when it's coming out. So I still put it in updates.
It looks good. The alt mode looks good. We can't really see the bot mode. We can see the back of it, which looks like Motormaster. So very good transition between both modes.
Yeah.
And it looks better than the legacy version because it looks like you don't have to buy a third-party kit add-on to make the trailer look like a trailer.
You don't have to do that. But, Let's move on to Robot Toys Beetle, which is the Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. So it was rumored that Robot Toys is just Metagate rebranded, because Metagate did show off a Bumblebee. So
Okay.
take that with a grain of salt.
This looks bad.
It's a Legends figure.
Okay, it looks bad.
It looks fine. It doesn't look anything crazy. So
What's going on with the spikes around the front tire?
I was thinking the same thing, and I don't know. And I'm not gonna. I can't think right now. So we're just gonna keep going. And we've got Magic Squares MSB 56 Tyrannosaurus Rex by Woosist.
I'll get the $8 version one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't like the yellow on this. The yellow makes it look cheap.
Yeah, looks like a marshmallow, like we've talked about before.
Yeah, especially the one where he's bending down, you know, kind of with his mouth open. That yellow around his neck looks very spongy.
Yeah.
The gray looks great, and the red looks great, but the yellow looks cheap.
Go ahead and pick it up and let us know if it looks like that in person. Let's go to incoming. So we already talked about one movie masterpiece. This one's coming out soon too. It's the Dark of the Moon Ratchet. And I've got to say, I love this green on him. I love that it's like a pastel neon green. I think it's really cool, but I don't like the figure. So I wouldn't be paying $170 for it. $20 maybe, but not 170.
Didn't they just release this like a year or two ago, or is this?
I think that's when we showed it off. They released the original one, and then they showed this. The original one came out a year or two ago. They showed this one off in the middle of last year, and now it's finally coming out. If I remember right, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I remember us talking about it. I just assumed it had came out already. I don't like anything about this. So, ugh.
Yeah.
Tui.
I like the green.
Yeah.
Next, we've got Robot Toys RTO2 Tyrant by Captain on Weibo. Again, it looks good. A lot of people in the comments said they really like their Caesar, so I think this is going to be a good compliment to him.
It looks, I don't know, this picture looks better than I think what we saw before, or maybe it's just because it's late and we're recording and I've had a night out on the town. But yeah, it looks good. I won't be picking it up, but to those who are Legends collectors and in on this, let us know how it is.
Yeah, definitely. Fans Hobbies Naval Commander is getting a reissue. So I think you need to go pick this one up because you already are getting all the other colors of it. And there's something iconic about this color scheme. If you grew up like I did how old was I? I was 7, 8 years old when Armada came out. So there's something iconic about this, but
you should pick it up.
I'm good with the one. You didn't let me finish. I don't love the mold that much, but you obviously love it. You've got 2. You're gonna get the Nemesis, you said, and you'll probably get this one as well. So.
No, I don't like this color. I didn't. That's why I skipped on this one because I didn't like it.
I just get it.
If you buy it for me, I'll gladly hold on to it.
I'll buy it for you if you buy it for me. How's that sound?
Okay, I'll buy it for you. So
okay,
you can buy it for me. There we go. Which means we're buying one. That's what that means. All right. Chosen Prime, here we come.
All right. Well, while we argue about that, let's keep it going. And we've got Lucky Cat's Extreme Trans ET01 Bumblebee. So another Legends Bumblebee. I don't know why this is so popular, but I think this alt mode looks worse.
He has knife hands.
Well, yeah, that's Bumblebee's thing, I guess. Didn't you know that in G1 he always had knife hands?
Never.
But I don't like the ball joints on this alt mode.
And not only the ball joints that are like kind of by where I guess the doors were, but what's that thing like right in front of the rear tire? That big knob.
Yeah, transformation joint.
Yeah. I think I think the bot mode looks terrible as well. And why is he dabbing?
I was just like thinking that.
Like, didn't
I
the
don't
dab retire like a couple years ago? Are people still dabbing?
I guess Bumblebee does. So
Yeah, he's a duddy. He needs to be dudding.
God damn it, Bobby! Look what you're making me do. The Doctor Wu has all their Galvatrons coming out, and every single version of the normal Galvatron comes with the same planet Galvatron, DWE29. That's crazy that they all come with the same. If you want all the Galvatrons, you're going to have 3 of those planet guys.
Oh, wow.
Because I checked. Every listing said DWE29. Not E29B, E29C, all said E29.
Maybe it was a typo, hopefully. But I guess in this picture, they all look the same.
Have it in it. Yeah, and they look the same to me. I did flip one of them. That's why they have different abs, planet abs. But other than that, you know.
I thought the alt mode was terrible on these. The bot mode looks fine for what it is. I never understood the planet mode, and I didn't get it when I tried to watch Headmasters. I still don't get it now, but I guess for nostalgia purposes, I guess it's a thing. I don't think I'm going to pick these up though. Any of these up.
I'm definitely not. Even though the see-through one does look kind of cool. We talked about it. We like the gradient and the gun.
Yeah. Maybe an MP size.
So I don't know if we already had this in incoming, but I put it in there again. The Metro Titan, that's all wrong. 50 Shades of Wrong is going to be coming out. So pick it up if you want it.
I have a pre-order in on it. I've never had a Metro Titan. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to get one, but I might cancel it. I remember you mentioning that the little orange Micromaster didn't come with it, and I wonder if that's going to happen eventually.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, this is literally, they had the molds for Metroplex, and they just swapped the colors. You're never going to get that orange guy. The legs, I think, are also Metroplex when they should be different colors. And the stickers are not even Metro Titan stickers. They're all Metroplex stickers. So
I wonder if a certain company has Metro Titan stickers that I could get if I get this.
That's something I don't know, but I would look into that before you let this ship.
Yeah.
He should not have an Autobot symbol on him.
That's true.
Next, we've got New Age, SG Windcharger, and Wasp. I totally forgot this thing was coming out. I don't have a pre-order in, but I did see how small their Windcharger was, and it was way too small for me. Even to get the Wasp, it's way too small.
It's Legend scale.
It's way too small.
I do have a pre-order in for these, and
oh, wow.
I'm going to pick these up.
You'll have to send me pictures because I was shocked.
Yeah, because I knew they were going to be small. So
I mean, I knew they were going to be small too, but I was like, that small? I mean, and it's cool. If I was a Legends collector, not a dabbler, because I will say sometimes I dabble in them, I would be perfectly fine with it. But as a dabbler, I could not figure out where a Mini-Con Wasp would go in my collection.
Yeah, I think I mean I do have to find somewhere. It's gonna. I guess they'll hover around my Metroplex, and eventually when that Scorponok comes out.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's go to the last incoming thing, and we've got King Toys, Desirus, and King Lion. They're coming soon. I paid mine off a week or so ago, so that's fine with me. So we'll see if the rest of them keep coming out.
Yeah, I mean, as we're seeing, they're getting announced like every week.
Yeah.
So
if not sooner than every week.
Yeah. So I think because I paid mine off as well, so I think this will ship, and then The next one will come in, and that will probably ship in like I'm giving it 3 weeks apart for each one of them, if that.
Well, I think it's going to be a little bit longer than that, just because we don't have pricing on all the websites yet. On the US ones, we do, but not the Chinese websites.
Yeah,
But who knows? They could drop them all at once.
Yeah. Either way, I'm excited. I really want them to hurry up. Just come home to Bobby.
I'm okay with it taking a little bit. All right, let's get into what's recently released. And this is why I said I was going to be very cynical. We've got Make Toys Colorverse Gangreen. Few things. These pictures are via phased on TFW. It's available for everybody to pick up. But I checked their old exclusives, the Slipstream and the Red Wing that were in stock. They took off the limited. It doesn't say limited to 200 anymore.
Oh,
it doesn't say I will never buy one of these again. And this is not from Bot versus Con. This is from the mouth of James the Con for legal reasons. It's my opinion only. They are lying to us. Whether that be Make Toys or whoever, I don't know who's in charge, but I'm not going to be supporting it at all anymore. They could come out with the coolest color, and I won't pick it up on the sheer principles alone, because that is ridiculous. To say that Slip Swarm was limited to 200, to have people scrambling to get it, to have premium members scrambling to get it, and now it's not limited anymore, it's just a convention exclusive, is ridiculous. It was one thing when they were on Show Z, but now they're not even limited to anything. And on top of that, this head sculpt gets worse and worse and worse and worse the more figures they come out with.
Keep going.
This is it. This is the last thing. It makes me so mad that they decided to do this. That would be like if Chosen Prime said these things are limited to 600. And then they sold them a year later. It wasn't... Now, if they said early release of 200, totally cool. Got it. But they didn't.
First wave.
First wave. Limited first wave. We got to get the factories up and running. Here's 200 of them. Just for TFCon. Which they didn't do because they only brought a limited amount. And they told people to order online. But if they did that, totally cool. Got it. Understandable. But they didn't. They had limited edition 200 all over their website. This thing ain't limited to 300. They can write whatever on the back of the box with the Sharpie. But they'll just reprint them. And you'll see them on Show Z sooner than later.
Your rant was my rant after Red Swarm. In essence, I mean, I totally agree with you. There's a lot of things that they've done that I just don't like.
And I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's Make Toys or TF Source, to be quite honest with you.
I'm putting them one and the same at this point.
Then they might be. Because Make Toys hasn't come out with anything other than through TF Source. Right.
And so that is... And they haven't come out with any figures except for these Seekers, which, you know, they... let's drop another crown in the batch and we have a new color. I don't like the fact...
I didn't put this in here, but all of the names they're using for these are from some fan art, and they're stealing the names. One for one. It was Tangerine Scream. Same colors. They put it in as Tangerine Swarm. Paul was the same color as Paul. This was called Gangreen. Like, that's just a little skeezy.
And I remember you sharing that with me and looking through it. Granted, there was probably, no joke, like 40 different color schemes.
I didn't put it in here because it's unsubstantiated and I didn't want to look into where that picture originated from. But we can still talk about it and say, what we think. I think it's real, and it's ridiculous.
There's some really cool colors that
There
pop
are.
up, and some really cool, funny names. But as you said, there's a bubble gum, for instance. My thing is, again, ditch the limited, because honestly, it sounds like it's a sales tactic that I despise. I'm in sales. It's a sales tactic that I despise, is where you try to create fear with your customer and get them to buy something that there's honestly no reason to do that. If they're going to buy, they're going to buy. You don't need to use scare tactics to do it. And that's a problem I have. Again, if you said it's, this is the initial first run of 200, once that's done, the second run will come in, Q4 of 2025 or something like that. Cool. But as you said, stop saying limited when you're going to re-release X amount more.
Exactly.
That pisses me off.
It really makes me mad.
And you raise the price of free shipping.
Yeah, exactly. And people get mad at Chosen Prime for making their things limited. I get it, because if I wasn't able to get an exclusive that I wanted, I would be frustrated. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
But at the same time, at least they're not lying. Because TF Source / Make Toys is straight up lied about Slip Swarm and Red Wing and the G2 Dirge. They straight up lied. If they didn't lie, they would be out of stock. Because let's think about it for a second. They had to have sold 200 through Show Z and Bomboosby and all those places. 200 of the slipstreams. That's one of the most not
TFCon in itself.
Yeah, that's one of the most famous seekers that everybody's been wanting because of animated. You don't like animated, I get it, but a lot of people do. So you're telling me that 200 people didn't order that already? That's a very small run. 200.
I mean, two of us, me and you, bought it just on ourselves, and
that's 100th of everything.
Yeah,
which sounds like a lot, but it's really not. So it's really ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean, I could keep going, but I remember when we were in LA, I kept telling you, and I wish I did, go up to them and say, so when will I expect to see this on Show Z? And see what they said. I didn't, but maybe we could pay somebody to do that. Because this really irks me. I'm not, like you said, they're taking advantage of people, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely got me. They got me with the red swarm or red wing, whatever. When they said 200, I jumped at it. I was just like, well,
they almost got me with that.
I was like, now there's 199 left. I mean, I instantly put in my order for it, and to see it later, and to see that that's what they're doing, it's how is it still in stock? You're telling me there's not 200 people, or let's say 300. I don't remember which one was which. If it was 300 or 200, you're telling me there's not 300 people in the world that bought Red Wing? Because I can tell you there are. Now what? So MMC does this with their tapes, for instance. They'll have their TFCon exclusive, and it might, like, with their it makes me think about their what's the name, the lion, Blaster's lion, Steeljaw. The version that came out, like, one version had the gold weapons, and then the other one had the silver. So it was like, you had the TFCon exclusive, then they re-released it with a little bit different colors. That's fine. That's fine. Exactly. If they did that with these, like the 200 are limited to this, and this is
they come with extra accessories. It doesn't even need to be a different color. Okay, got it. Because these come with no accessories for $160.
None.
Not even different faces.
And it just so happens I'm doing something with my seekers, but, like, for instance, no stand, no missiles, no blast effects, no multiple faces. These are what used to come with
for the same price.
For the same price with the Seekers. That is an issue. That's a huge problem. So really all you're getting is a numbered box, plastic box, and the figure doesn't even stand up in the box.
And could be broken in it because it doesn't support itself.
So I'm going to take it a step further, and I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it. I actually pre-ordered this, and they charged me $200 for it. And I was like, wait a minute. So I called and I said, hey, and shout out to Jeremy. Jeremy is cool.
They have some really cool people that work for them that we've met at the conventions, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
Every time I've called in for something, whatever it is, Jeremy has been amazing.
I will back that up too. He helped me with my fire guts when I had a problem with one of the little guys, the headmasters.
Yes. He's been amazing. So no dig at him at all. He's been amazing. He took care of my problem. Again, they charged me $200. Matter of fact, I need to make sure that my credit hit. But I just went ahead and told him, I was just like, hey, you know what? I don't know who's doing your marketing, but in the picture you have up there, there's a broken piece by his right foot. And he didn't even see it, didn't know it. Hopefully they changed it. But I feel like as a Transformer fan, as somebody who purchases a ton of Transformers, do right by your customers. You know, don't lie to me.
Yes, exactly. And in the third party scene, there are so many companies that are doing that. Fans Toys, Fans Hobby. And it's not much. It's just giving us what we want and not lying to us. That's what really irks me, you know.
Yeah.
That I regret getting that Slip Swarm, not because it's a horrible figure, but because I could have got it cheaper on Show Z. Like, why did I get it at the convention? I mean, yeah, for the channel and stuff, I get it. But, like, I don't know. It really irks me.
Yeah. So, I'm done venting. I don't know if you are.
I could keep going because I'm sick and I'm grumpy. But we could stop it. Oh, I had to get the negativity out of me somehow, and TF sources having it come at them. And honestly, whatever they come out with, I'm not picking it up. I'm through. The only time is if we are at the con and they do like Action Master, Bubblegum, or Traffic. Traffic Goat looked really cool. He was a cone head that was orange. That's cute. Or Action Master Thundercrack. Then I might pick it up. But knowing how the boxes are, they'll probably all be snapped in half anyways, so we won't even need to worry about picking one up.
So you know what? Thank you all for sitting through this rant with we should have just focused on you for that. Thank you for sitting down and catching this video. You know, do all the YouTube stuff. Please subscribe. Please click that notification bell so you can hear more rants from the con here when he's sick and his coughs and everything like that. If you're not a member yet, please go ahead and join. We will be having a members only live coming up this weekend. Hopefully, if James is up to it on Sunday.
Yeah, that should work. I know this video is going to be coming out a little bit later, so you guys will get a link probably today by the time a little depends on how I feel, but you'll be getting a link today sometime.
Yes, so hopefully he feels better, and as always, to all debates are won. You all have a good night. James, I really hope you feel better, and I think I'm gonna just three-way you with TF Source and allow you to vent.
Oh, please do. Like, put a block my number or something, because I'm mad because they're lying to the community that I love. That's what makes me mad. Sue me. With that, I can't even get through it. Have a wonderful night.
All right. We'll see you all next time.